Welcome to the History Show. The Classics Edition. We're going to start today's segment off with a little cartoon. If you look, one man says, "See, Caesar was always a cut-up." The second man laughs because this is very, very punny. If you look to the man's left, you can see Caesar cut up, dead on the ground. Caesar's assassination took place in 44 BC. This was a terrible loss to the Roman Empire. After taking a look at that cartoon, I think it's about time to look at the assassination of Caesar. Julius Caesar was born on July 13th, 100 BC. Eventually, Caesar began to find interest in politics and military. In 60 BC, Caesar entered into a political alliance with Crassus and Pompey that was to dominate Roman politics for several years. In 59 BC, Caesar entered the election for consul and won. Caesar went on to lead the army, making some controversial decisions on the way. In 52 BC, Caesar and his army conquered Gaul, removing Caesar from his debts. A few years later, Caesar was put to the test during a civil war, which he eventually won and defeated Pompey at Pharsalus. Julius, along with Mark Antony, was declared dictator. Rome celebrated. During his reign of dictatorship, Caesar put into place many reforms that benefited the people, such as creating a police force. Then on the Ides of March, 44 BC, Julius Caesar was assassinated by a group of conspirators, which included the most famous, Brutus. Many recall Caesar pleading while he was being stabbed, "Ista quidem vis est," which means, "Why? This is violence." Caesar tried to escape, but to no use. His conspirators just continued to stab him repeatedly. His body lay there for more than 3 hours after the murder, before officials were able to collect his body. The death of Caesar led to Mark Antony, Octavian, and many others to fight in several civil wars, which resulted in the fall of the Roman Empire. Moving on, let's talk about the Iliad by Homer. I'm going to turn it over to my friends from the History Channel, who will explain a little bit about how the Iliad has given great insight into the Trojan War.
It is an epic clash of civilizations, a defining moment in prehistory to which, once again, Homer may be our best witness.
In the 16,000 lines or so of Homer's Iliad, he explores all the major questions which we still grapple with as we make war today and consider the questions around warfare. The justification for a major military exercise, the accountability, the quality of military leadership, the nature of courage and cowardice on the battlefield, and indeed what happens to victors and defeated alike in the face of day-to-day brutality.
And yet, in his Iliad, Homer doesn't chronicle the entire 10 years of battle. He focuses on just 4 days of the war's 10th and final year.
He brings us, I think, to the very heart of what human conflict is all about. Some of his most memorable descriptions are of men dying. The 240 deaths that occur in the Iliad, all are different. Homer must have seen action at first hand. He must surely have gone over the battlefield at Troy and tried in his own imagination to recreate how this battle took place. We see warfare from so many different angles, and we see it up close and personal from Homer.
I'd like to take this time out to thank our sponsor, Classic Footwear. Come check out our brand new line of female sandals. They are quite fashionable and are really, really in right now. As you can tell by the pictures, they are quite stunning and will look great with any toga. Come to our store in downtown Rome. We will help you with any of your needs. I'd like to finish this segment off by talking about the Olympic Games, especially boxing. Boxing was one of the greatest events. That concludes the history show. Oh.
Tips from us.